Let me ask you this. Have you ever faced a business problem that seemed so overwhelming or complicated that you didn't even know where to start? Maybe you've tried brainstorming solutions, but you kept going in circles. What if I told you there's a way to break down even the most complex problems into their simplest solvable parts? It's called first principles thinking, and it's a tool used by some of the greatest innovators in history, including Aristotle, Leonardo da Vinci, and modern visionaries like Elon Musk. First principles thinking is a method of problem solving where you break down a problem into its most basic fundamental components, then build solutions from the ground up. Instead of relying on assumptions, habits, or existing solutions, you focus on the core truths of the issue. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're running a business and your product isn't selling as expected. The conventional approach might be to tweak your marketing strategy or cut prices. But with first principles thinking, you'd ask deeper questions like, who exactly is my target customer? What problem am I solving for them? Does my product truly meet their needs? By starting at the foundation, you avoid wasting time and resources on superficial fixes that don't address the real issue. Elon Musk famously used this approach when developing Tesla's electric vehicles. Instead of accepting the existing high cost of batteries, he broke down the problem. What are batteries made of? By sourcing raw materials and re-engineering the production process, Tesla reduced costs and made electric cars viable for the masses. The principle applies to your business too. When you're willing to question assumptions and dig deep, you can uncover innovative solutions. Why is this approach so essential for entrepreneurs? Because businesses are filled with complex challenges and conventional thinking often leads to conventional results. Here's why first principles thinking stands out. It eliminates assumptions. Many decisions are based on outdated or unverified beliefs. First principles thinking challenges those assumptions and gets to the root of the issue. It sparks creativity. By stripping a problem down to its basics, you open the door to innovative solutions that others might overlook. It builds resilience. This approach trains you to see challenges as opportunities for problem solving, not roadblocks. For example, let's say you're struggling with high employee turnover. Instead of jumping to conclusions like blaming the job market or salaries, first principles thinking helps you dig deeper. You might discover that employees feel undervalued or lack growth opportunities. With that knowledge, you can implement meaningful changes that solve the core issue. So, how can you apply this approach to your business? Let me break it down into 3 simple steps. Number 1, define the problem clearly. Write down the problem you're facing in the simplest terms possible. Avoid vague or overly complicated descriptions. For example, instead of saying, "My business isn't growing," say, "My revenue has been flat for the past 6 months despite increased marketing efforts." Second, break the problem into fundamental components. Ask yourself, what are the underlying factors causing this issue? For example, if revenue is flat, dig into customer behavior, product market fit, or pricing strategies. Third, rebuild from the ground up. Once you've identified the core components, brainstorm creative solutions. Don't rely on industry norms or assumptions. Think outside the box. Here's a practical tip. Involve your team in the process. Fresh perspectives can often lead to breakthrough ideas. Encourage them to ask why repeatedly until you have identified the root cause of the problem. Let's look at a quick real-world example. A retail business owner was struggling with declining sales. Initially, they thought the problem was ineffective advertising. But through first principles thinking, the team uncovered that the real issue was customer dissatisfaction with their return policy. It created friction that discouraged repeat purchases. By simplifying the return process and training staff to handle customer concerns, proactively, they not only regained lost customers, but also saw a 25% increase in sales within 3 months. The key was starting with the questions. Why aren't customers coming back? And digging deeper instead of making surface level changes. First principles thinking is a game changer for entrepreneurs and business leaders. By breaking problems down to their core, you can find creative, effective solutions that drive real results. If this approach resonated with you, I invite you to take action today. Think about a challenge you are currently facing and try applying these 3 steps we discussed. And don't forget, this podcast is just the beginning. Subscribe to the Success Blueprint newsletter for exclusive insights, tools, and strategies to help you build the business and life you dream of. You can find the link in this post or simply visit pedrobarquero.com. Thank you for joining me today. In the next episode, we'll discuss how self-awareness is the foundation for personal and professional growth. Until then, keep questioning, keep innovating, and keep building your blueprint for success.